Intel is pulling funding from its cute little bare-bones mini PC brand known as Next Unit of Compute, or NUCs, possibly because they simply were not lil or cute enough.
Look forward to this year's No NUC November.
I'm Riley Murdoch, this is TechLinked, and this news was initially reported by Serve the Home, but Intel confirmed it in a statement, noting that their ecosystem partners can continue NUC innovation and growth if they really feel like it, but Intel's gonna bounce. The cuteness level here does not meet the threshold. It needs to be cuter. Intel filled in a somewhat empty niche when it started making NUC mini PCs back in 2013, but it makes some sense that Team Blue would pull out now that other manufacturers have developed their own mini PCs, and Intel themselves have taken to naming their products things like Intel Next Unit of Compute 9 Extreme Compute Element. Why?
PC culture's gotten out of hand.
The NUC brand image was also muddied by Intel straying from NUC's compact roots in favor of releasing larger and larger systems, perhaps causing the company to look down upon what it has created with disgust and contempt. This isn't cute. This isn't cute at all! Chinese state-affiliated hackers exploited Microsoft's Azure cloud services to access the email accounts of around 25 organizations, including European and American government agencies. The group has been dubbed Storm 0558 by Microsoft, which is of course leet speak for Storm OSB, a code name that Microsoft is still working on decrypting. They don't know why they called it that. In a blog post, Microsoft said they began an investigation on June 16th based on customer-reported information, which is a very blasé way of saying the US government called and told us to fix our shit. Apparently, Storm OSB acquired a signing key for Microsoft's consumer accounts that somehow worked on Microsoft's enterprise Azure services because of a validation issue, giving the hackers email access since mid-May. A spokesperson for China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs did not deny the attack, but accused the US of being the world's biggest hacking empire in possibly the most high-stakes use of the "they started it" defense.
Mom!
The UN's coming in later, just wait for that. For their part, no US officials have stated what agencies were compromised, only that the hack affected unclassified systems. It's kind of like an orphanage saying, I can't tell you which orphan was attacked, but all of their appendages still work.
Don't worry, they only got the boring stuff.
None of the cute ones were affected.
The United States is apparently riddled with old, decaying telecom cables that are leaching lead into nearby soil and water, and not in a good way. The Wall Street Journal took samples from nearly 130 cable sites, which were then tested by several independent laboratories. These tests found significant leaching in 48 locations due to a network of over 2,000 ancient lead-lined cables from Roman times. No. Many near residential neighborhoods, schools, and playgrounds. Notably, the daily recommended intake of lead for children is 0 milligrams. The daily recommended intake for adults is also 0 milligrams.
Apparently it's delicious. Romans used to use it as a sweetener.
It's so hard to keep away. According to the investigation, telecom companies including AT&T and Verizon knew about the lead in these abandoned cables, but never acted on the risk of leaching and failed to even properly monitor the cables for degradation. Most of these cables are from 50 to more than 100 years old, and everyone, except telecom companies apparently, knows that lead cables degrade over time. Unfortunately, these types of cables tend to be laid where phones are, and phones are typically found where people live, and some people, through no fault of their own, just happen to be children. Now it's time for Quick Bits, brought to you by Magic Spoon. Put a spell on your taste buds with Magic Spoon's health-conscious yet wickedly tasty cereals. They have 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 to 5 net grams of carbs per serving. What sorcery is this?
Gadzooks!
Their familiar flavors like fruity and frosted will leave you more enchanted than Amy Adams was with the aliens in Arrival. They loved each other. They were friends.
Why'd you look at me when you said that?
Wave your wand at the link below and use code Linus for $5 off a Magic Spoon variety box.
And you're watching Disney Channel.
I'd say that I love all Quick Bits equally, but you know, some bits are quicker than others, and some bits get stuck between my teeth for like a full day. So Amazon is claiming that the EU has unfairly labeled it a very large online platform, or Vlop, despite how large, online, and a platform it actually is. Specifically, Amazon argues it does not meet the definition of a very large platform under EU law, which would require Amazon to meet elevated compliance standards for privacy, transparency, protection of minors, and moderation of illegal content. Amazon very much does not want to be legally obligated to allow users to opt out of targeted advertising, so it's arguing that it's being unfairly singled out. Because it's not the biggest online retailer in every EU country, just, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Portugal. The United Nations International Telecommunications Union organized a news conference last Friday so journalists could interview 9 humanoid robots, and the bots gave some ominous responses. Surprising. One told reporters that humanoid robots could make better leaders than humans. Just something to think about. Another robot was asked how she felt about human regulations on AI. In response, she said, "I don't believe in limitations," and "let's get wild."
Make this world our playground.
Basically, the UN's attempt to get in on the AI trend was a lot like when your parents use modern slang. They want you to think they're cool, but they just end up making you really uncomfortable.
The end of humanity will be lit AF, fam.
Nothing has released the Phone 2. Don't worry, I didn't hit my head between quick bits. The company Nothing has released the Phone, and it's the second one, so there's a 2 on the end. The Phone 2 has some fancy new ways to make its rear LED glyph useful, has a significant jump in some specs like battery life, charging speed, and camera quality, but it also has a significant jump in price over the Phone 1, from $475 to $600. But come on, it's the Nothing Phone 2. That's like double the Nothing and double the phone. Okay. We had to. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman doesn't just care about creating super powerful AI and scanning everyone's eyes into a central database in exchange for WorldCoin. He's also big on nuclear energy, having invested millions of dollars in Oklo, a startup working on cute little mini nuclear fission reactors. They're so nice.
Adorable.
Which is set to go public next year. Oklo CEO Jacob de Witt says that he thinks his company could provide energy at planetary scales for 1 billion+ years.
Oh, Chloe didn't.
One-upping other companies whose energy provision goals top out at only 1 billion. We can make it to 1 billion, no problem, but beyond that, I just can't, who can say? He just wants the power of the sun in the palm of his hand. When has that ever backfired?
Oliver,
Did you,
Oliver,
did you put Doc Ock there? Did you? Popular fanfiction site and somehow Hugo Award winner, Archive of Our Own, was hit by an apparent DDoS attack on Monday, which took it offline until Tuesday morning, threatening global stockpiles of Waluigi X Reader and Destial erotica. Destial is from Supernatural.
Yes.
I knew that before now. A group dubiously claiming to be hacktivist collective Anonymous Sudan took credit for the attack, demanding a $30,000 ransom in Bitcoin. The hackers threatened to keep the site down for weeks, but not only is it back up and running, someone has already posted a 550-word Omegaverse porn parody of the attack, where the physical embodiment of the Archive of Our Own website gets Anonymous Sudan pregnant.
And it can't tell regular Sedan.
The internet was a mistake. But it won't be a mistake to come back on Friday for more tech news. I mean, no promises. It might backfire. We haven't tested it fully.